We get a motion comic and a free crystal, and we talk roadmap wishlists in the Contest Round podcast. Yes, hello everybody, welcome back to the Marvel Contest of Champions news for Monday. Hope you're all doing well. This edition is going to focus on a few things that were dropped over the weekend, and as well some things that were discussed that's very important. Because first of all, I just want to give some thank yous, as I normally do, to my current patrons, YouTube members, and as well Twitch subs. You can, if you have an Amazon Prime account, give a free Twitch sub. Link of how to do it is in the description, and as well it's on screen now. And for those that need to resub, please come by to the live stream tonight if you want to do that, or if you want to do that right now, because this is a reminder, it's completely up to you. But a massive thank you to you watching this video. We're on the road now to try and get up to 50,000 subscribers, something when I first started off, I don't think I could have imagined even getting close to 40,000, let alone be over the 40,000 mark. So thank you very much to everybody that comes by, watches videos, hits the like button, gets involved with the comment section, subscribes with post notifications on all those lovely things are so darn helpful, and I thank you. But without further ado, we've got to get into this news. Our first story begins with the Contest Realm podcast, episode 21. Now, I know a lot of you know that myself and Dan, a frontline MCOC, do a podcast each week, and episode 21 focuses on reviewing some of the stuff that's been dropped throughout the last week, some things that Kabam have done well, not done well, things we've overlooked, those kind of things when it comes to a week. But myself and Dan did our roadmap wish list, which we compared off or kind of talked about things that we kind of agreed or disagreed with each of our own individual roadmaps. And that's something that I will be bringing to the table in a video later on today, which obviously, rather than saying it's a 30-minute deep dive or 30 or 40-minute deep dive, which it was in this particular episode, I'll be kind of breaking it down in a smaller video that'll be uploaded today. So you'll get a little bit of taster of that. Go and check out the podcast if you need to kill a bit of time and grinding game and have something playing on the background. I strongly recommend the Contest Round podcast, which obviously links are in the description down below. Next up, and we got a little bit of uh-oh stinky, and the uh-oh stinky is this here. So the fact is, this is something that's in game at the moment. Thanks to Andrew for pointing this out, and that is something that's not been removed from some of the daily or weekly objectives, which obviously we know that are in our objectives file, and obviously we get stuff from it. As you can see here, donate loyalty. Now, as you know, the loyalty donating system, as well as the donating system in general, and the Treasury system had been eliminated a little while ago. So this is something that Kabam have missed out, and Kabam, if you're watching, something to look into. You've got to remove this, because obviously it doesn't really apply and you can't get any extra loyalty from this. So whether or not this is integrated into something else, or maybe with a helping alliance, or maybe something in general, that would be quite good. Get on it. Okay, now let's talk about the side quests and Modok related events, because obviously there's two parters to this particular story. Number one, first part is Modok contracts targets. Now there has been a mega thread that's been created on the forums for everybody to check out. That's really up to date with a lot of the stuff that's going down nowadays when it comes to, you know, the champions you've got to go and take on. As you can see, there's Spidey Funko and Mr. King 13. Someone, do you know what? There's always the regulars you always see on the forums. It's always nice to see them. And as well, as you can see, there's like up-to-date lists and stuff like that. Marvel Contest Champions True Cost is another place to go that puts together, and several things that I've discussed in the past of where to go to pick up the information. But if you're not au fait with going to things like Twitter or Reddit or anywhere else, then you can go to the forums, and as well players are putting together some information on who to grind out for contracts. Next up, a Modok class event daily thing. You know, the 22-hour event or 24-hour event that runs. This is a bit of a problem, and it's a bit of a problem. By the way, shout out to Lord Fernando for sending through this to me. That just kind of points out the fact that there is no Modok solo, and it's very hit and miss at times whether or not this is actually put in. I'm just checking my phone at the moment to see if the event actually drops, and this is 9:30 a.m. in the morning in the UK, so GMT time, and currently this event has not gone live. Oh, and a little bit of breaking news on this solo event story, and Dwi Adianto Prab, a very kind of long-winded name, sends this through from Twitter to basically say, this is obviously from the forum, saying Dr. Modok challenges you to use certain classes on certain days, win fights with specific champions, but obviously the information there is on certain days. Obviously, whatever those certain days basically mean, that if you look at the bottom, it says that it needs to be received, will not provide a class use event on Sundays, and that's all well and good. But does that mean that, and going back to this, like, well, does that mean the event is Monday through to Saturday? Is it a case that it's every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then that's it because it went on Saturday and then finished on Sunday? So, or maybe it didn't. I don't know. Like, this is the problem with this event, and there's inconsistency with the way that it's put out. I understand that things are kind of like they're put at random, but when it comes to situations like this, going like it's on certain days, it's like, right, okay, so that means I can adequately plan what I'm doing. Maybe not. Maybe the grind is there. Maybe it isn't. Either way, I'm just confused with how things are kind of on schedule and regimented when it comes to stuff like this. So I'm looking forward to next month. Next up, and a very clever thing that I think that a lot of people may have missed out. Now, as you know, Kabam dropped on Friday the motion comic for what seems to be this month, this kind of Japanese, not really samurai, but it's called Samurai's Journey, so I guess it's kind of there. But the fact is, it is more of a story of Japanese film and does have these vibes to it, like John Wick to a degree. But I really like this. It's kind of like set very well. It's done very well. But one special thing is it is voiced by a very important person, and that VIP is Zefrank, or Zefrank1, but I think it's just Zefrank. Zefrank puts together these true facts, and obviously the way that the video is done is a true fact about, the macaque monkey of Japan, talking about obviously being in the kind of like hot springs and how it likes to relax and things like that. You can find a lot of the information on Zefrank, links are in the description, and there's a lot of things, these true facts series that deep dives a lot of different animals and stuff like that, and as you can see, he's very, very popular, so it's well worth checking out, and an amazing kind of link up there with Marvel Contest Champions and as well Zefrank. Now, one of our final stories looks at Alliance tickets. Now, this is something that you can see here, which is all about a buying mechanic to Alliance tickets. And as you know, Alliance tickets have been, well, sort of well received. There has been obviously rumblings that this hasn't been exactly the best thing that's been put in game. And as well, when it comes to certain parts of, yes, it's dealt with the merc side of things and the dumping into Alliance treasuries. But at the same time, there is other things to kind of address the fact that it initially didn't take on consideration for those that do, you know, one battle group in one type and other battle groups in other types, which is sort of being addressed in August, which obviously isn't exactly ideal for those that like to split off battle groups, and several other things as well. It's not just limited to that. I know other people have loads of different points about this, you know, positive and negative about them, but obviously seeing a monetary side of things is something that I think players were a bit kind of like concerned about with seeing something like this. Yes, it adds some kind of like element to go, look, if you're looking at it from a point of view going, right, well, I don't want to spend any of my resources, then you have the option to spend, which I don't always think that is a good option to do. And obviously the breakdown of how this works and the value of it with spending as opposed to grinding for your battle chips, your gold, and as well your loyalty and how you spend that on Alliance tickets is another thing to discuss as well. Now, it's completely up to you whether or not you feel that you want to buy with money your kind of placement into Alliance Quest, which I just think is a little bit ridiculous, but at the same time, I guess that's Kabam want to offer that, so it's optional. If you do want to buy it, you can buy it. If you don't want to buy it, don't buy it. Either way, when it comes to this, I'm pretty certain there was a thread that was put out over the weekend in response to these kind of monetary based purchases in Alliance tickets, but for whatever reason I can't find it. Like I said, it may not have existed. I may have thought I saw something that was similar, but I was thinking about grabbing something to kind of put, like talk about how players were responding back to this. But either way, it's one of these things where obviously Kabam have put this in as an option. You don't have to buy it. You're not being forced to buy it. It's just there as an option, I guess, for whales. Now on to our final story, which is arena predictions. I think all my predictions from round one were actually correct, which I'm really happy about. So if you followed any of my predictions, you should have got your bag, so that's good. All my predictions for round two, however, are down below at the moment for you to check out. Now on to the results. When it comes to the 5-star, position 114 was picked up with 68 mil, 68.1 mil to be exact. Now this could be when it drops down or close to that 150 mark, you could see that 65 mil, which I predicted when it came to the round one. I really hope that is the case. If not, I've probably got it wrong. I probably said something like 60 mil. But yeah, 65 mil should be enough for this when it comes to the round 2 as well. When it comes to the 4-star, position 724 was got with a score of 12.08 mil. Now this is the thing, I think that this would be 12.5 mil for round 2 will be fine, which I did predict in round 1 on Thursday of last week. And finally, when it comes to the 4-star Massacre, it looks like players got this champion with 1.6 mil, which obviously is what I'd go with round 2. Also with a 3-star, 1.4 mil was enough, so 1.45 mil I'd probably go for with round 2. There we go, that's been the Marvel Contest of Champions news for Monday. Check out some content up here. Also check out some other links to other stuff I do down there. This edition was meant to be brought to you by a massive Infinity Gauntlet, but for whatever reason, it's not here, and there's a big story behind that, but I'll let you know more about that in the live stream tonight. Bye-bye for now.